Hello YouTube, this is Dennis with another Codewars Kata of the day. In this video we'll be continuing our ongoing series on esoteric programming languages with an interpreter for an esolang called tick. This esolang will introduce us to the concept of multiple memory cells in an array instead of just one. This language will have 4 commands instead of just one. The greater than and less than sign will move the selector of our current memory cell to the right and to the left respectively. In the case of the left, it wraps infinitely in both directions. The plus sign will increment the value of the currently selected memory cell by 1, wrapping to 0 when we reach 256. And the asterisk will add the ASCII character corresponding to the value of the current memory cell to the output tape, which is returned at the end of the function. So let's go ahead and get started here. We'll have our function, my second interpreter. Pass in our code string here. Now, much like the last video, I'm going to do this const chars equals code, now split, pass in a blank string to put all the characters in our code string into an array. Now next is our cells. Now instead of a single number, we'll have an array of numbers, and we'll just have 1 in there for now. That is 0. The next one is our selector, which selects an index from our array to act as our active memory cell. I'll just set that to 0 right here, and then we'll have our result string right here. So return result here. Now, once again, I'm going to iterate through each of the characters in our code string here. Chars.for each function char. Now, instead of a bunch of if statements, I'm going to do a switch this time. Switch char case greater than break. Case less than break, case plus sign break, and case asterisk break. Now in the case of the asterisk, I'm going to push the ASCII value of our current memory cell value into our string, the output tape. So I'm going to do result plus equals string.from char code cells at selector. Now for the plus sign, I'm going to do cells at selector plus plus. And if cells selector is equal to 256, cells selector will be set to 0. Now for the less than sign, I'm going to do selector minus minus, and if selector is, as a result, is less than 0, I'm going to set it equal to, I think it is cells.length minus 1. Now for the greater than sign, which will increment our selector, I'm going to do selector plus plus, and if selector is greater than or equal to cells.length, I'm going to go ahead and push a new element into our cells array. So I'm going to do cells.push 0. That should be simple enough here. So I am going to go ahead and export this out for node testing. My second interpreter. I'm going to go grab me a sample string here. This one should print hello world if I did this right. I'm going to hit copy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open up my node console again. I'm going to do const a equals require esolang 2. I'm going to call the function which I exported here or rather imported. And if done correctly, we'll have our classic hello world string here. So it looks like we did everything right. Let's go ahead and copy this. Okay, copy. Alright, let's go into our kata here. Let's fix this up here. I'm going to set a tape. I'm going to do code. And I'm going to paste our code in here. Let's hit attempt. Okay, give me a moment here. Expected Codewars. Should work for other code strings as well. Output strings as well. And Codewars. Ah. Okay, let me go ahead and figure this out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I noticed a test here that says should have a memory tape that can be extended indefinitely in either direction. Initially, what I thought was if the selector was less than 0, then we wrapped back to the last entry in the cells array. So let me go ahead and try something here. Let's selector equals 0. Alright, instead of wrapping back here, let's try doing this. Cells.unshift 0, and then selector equals 0. Rather than wrapping back to the last point of the cells array. Okay, I'm going to test this out here. Take this, copy it. I'm going to run node again, const a equals require esolang 2. I'm going to just paste that here. And I'm still getting the hello world as expected. Okay, let's go ahead and copy our new solution over. Just gonna go ahead and do this. And hit attempt again. Okay, looks like all of our tests are passing now. And with that, that concludes today's Codewars Kata of the day. Comment, like, and subscribe if you like this video. Check out my GitHub page. This is Dennis, and I will see you tomorrow. You have a nice day there. Bye-bye.